Welcome to Tala Talks, a place where we have bold money conversations that no one else will have. We talk about real people situations and how best to navigate them. My name is Kevin Kaburu and I am super excited to be joined by a special guest who is none other than Omondi Ochieng, who's a business specialist and also the head of finance at Tala Kenya. Karibu Omondi bwana.
Thank you, Kevin. I'm a big fan.
Thank you. Karibu sana. The honor is ours. So, Omondi, we have a very interesting situation at our hands today from a gentleman called Anthony, who's in his early 30s. He's always been good with electronics since he was a young boy. Always curious about the family radio, how it operates, other electrical equipment, which always got him into trouble now and then. But his interest has never faded.
Yeah, interesting.
He pursued his interest in school, and after finishing, he opened a small electronics shop in town. So Anthony has always been a dreamer, and as his business grew, he thought he needed to expand it, and he approached his wife's brother, who's called George, to get funds, and in exchange, they would share the profits 60-40.
Yeah, nice.
So this arrangement worked for about a year until recently, when Anthony noticed that George has been doing some funny deals on the side by selling stock to some of his friends and pocketing the money. Anthony is afraid of creating any family enemies by involving the police, and he is in a situation that he really has to do something before the business will collapse.
That's a very difficult situation, but truly not that uncommon, especially in family business partnerships.
Yeah, but my question is, with business partnerships, must it be within the family, and does it have to be somebody you know, or what have you been seeing?
Business partnership from a general perspective are about building teams, because a business partnership is bringing something complementary to what you already have. It may be complementary skills. You may be bringing in somebody because you want to divide and conquer roles. Somebody is good in marketing, you're good in finance, so you need somebody to come in and help with that. Or it may be about expanding resources. If I have capital similar to George, then I join in with you as the idea, so that the two of us as partners, you bring in the capital, I bring in the idea, and together we can be able to actually do more than if we are individuals.
Okay, so how do you select who to enter into a partnership with?
I think you have to look back. What is a partnership? You need complementary, and you are building a team. So you have to look at it as building a team. So the first thing is to reflect among yourselves and see if you have common objectives and what you'll need to make the business successful. So if we have common objectives, we want to build an electronic business which will expand across East Africa. So we are aligned on that. Then we also have to decide, how do we communicate best?
Yeah.
Assume you are very direct and I'm not that direct. So what is the best way for us to be aligned at the very upfront on how we'll be communicating about our partnership on an ongoing basis, so that it doesn't cause problems down the line?
Okay, that's a great point. So you're saying communication is key in the success of a partnership, because undoubtedly there will be challenges.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think there's any perfect partnership which doesn't have challenges. But the best thing to do is upfront you decide how you are going to communicate. And I highly recommend creating a written operating agreement on how the partnership should run.
Okay.
And such an agreement should include what the roles of the different partners are, so that you're accountable to each other. Then also the frequency of communicating and how to communicate. Such communications can be weekly partnership meetings. And in these meetings, you can be discussing the progress of the business, a business review, or you can be discussing the finances of the business. So looking at the financial statements, looking at the cash that has come in the past week. And also things like the process of admitting new partners.
That's really good. So tell me, what do you think Anthony should do about his partnership right now that is sort of trying to tear things apart and not really working for him?
Anthony should first and foremost figure out exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So he needs to go back and document these are the things that got lost,
Yeah.
or these are the things that George sold, and the amount of cash that ideally George should have brought to the business. Once he had figured that out, then he needs to have a frank discussion with George, just to get aligned on understanding what he did was wrong, and if he needs to take out cash from the business, they should follow the official avenues to do that. Or if they have not created such avenues, they need to create a system where partners can draw from the business without necessarily going through the route of selling inventory and pocketing the cash. Then they should also figure out a way of recouping the funds that George took out of the business. And one of the ways to do this, since they're in a 60-40 partnership, is to figure out, do they need to rebalance that to take into account what George has already taken from the business. Then if they get to a point where they are not in agreement, then the best thing is probably to split the partnership
and walk out.
and walk out,
But I would also think, and one other thing that Anthony should do is to speak to the wife and explain what has happened, so that he can bring to light how the brother's actions are bringing conflict to the larger family. Thank you so much for the insights and joining us on Tala Talks, Omondi.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Okay. That's it for today on Tala Talks. Tune in next time when we talk about other tricky financial situations. But if you already have something that you're going through, or a challenge that you're going through, and you want help from us, please send us that challenge on our Facebook page, which is Tala Kenya, or send us an SMS on 21991, adding hashtag TT at the end of your message. It's been real, and until next time, let's keep the conversations going.